Hello everybody and welcome to the MerwinMusic YouTube channel. Today here we're taking a look at this Gibson Firebird that one of my guitar students built with his dad, and did a pretty nice job on it, but the wiring is a mess, so I'm going to take a look at it and fix it. So they followed the diagram and hooked up everything else but didn't hook up any ground wires. So trying to decide here if I should just hook up ground wires and hope it works, or I might just start fresh and redo everything so that I definitely know that it will work. And then after we get all the wiring sorted out and it's working, I'm going to give this guitar a setup. Alright, so I've gotten in here and removed a bunch of electrical tape and taken a look at what's going on here. And it's actually not so bad, but if you're doing this yourself, the mistake that you could make, just like them, is all of these points here mean you got to connect them to ground. So every single one of these little symbols all have to connect to each other. So all the bases of every pot should be connected to ground. Ground wire from the pickups, ground, 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 ground. The reason they don't show that is because it would get a little messy here to show all of these being connected up. But you got to pull all those grounds together and hook them all up. So it's good practice if you're doing something like this yourself to just keep a checklist of the cables that you've done and haven't yet done. Otherwise it's really easy to miss one or get confused, but if I'm just keeping track here, I can see I've hit all of the cables, they're all right now, and I gotta go do my ground wires. It's a lot easier to do as much wiring as possible outside of the guitar, because it's real hard to get in here right now and super annoying. But the easiest thing to do is you can lay out like a piece of paper or a piece of cardboard and poke your holes where the things need to line up. Then you can stick it in that piece of paper, solder everything you can, and drop it in as one unit. Okay, so we can see we got the wiring figured out here. It's making noise. All the knobs do what they should, which is good. Setup. So if you're looking to get into the world of doing your own guitar setups, I highly recommend this book right here. I actually checked this out from the library and liked it enough that I bought it. But there's tons of great information in here on how to set up a guitar, and there's a lot of kind of repair tips and special things, so if you ever kind of forget what you read and you need to go back and look at something, then it's all right here and it's handy to have. But the first thing that I'm going to do is drop some stuff over there, putting that book down. But the first thing that I'm going to do in setting up this guitar is I'm going to string it up and I'm going to get to work on the truss rod. Adjust the truss rod. Alright, so you can see I got the guitar mostly strung and tuned up. What we're going to do is adjust the truss rod to try and get rid of that back bow. Really hard to get a good shot of, but the neck pulls back down away from the strings. We want it to be straight, if not just a tiny bit up. Okay, so now I've got the truss rod adjusted and the neck is decently straight. What I'm going to do is take a capo and put it on the first fret here to eliminate my nut height, and then I'm going to adjust the bridge back here to get the string height where I want it. Beautiful. Okay, now that I've adjusted that to roughly where I want it, I'm going to come into the 17th fret and I'm going to check that height with this little shim here to actually get it right where I want it. I can see it's just a tad high, so I can adjust that down even more and get it in the right spot. Now at this point you can take the capo off and work on the nut. My nut is okay here, so I'm not going to worry about that. But the next thing that I like to check is that my open note, my octave here at the 12th fret, and that harmonic are all the same. They should all sound like the same note. And we could do that for every string. It's a little sharp. And when you're happy with all that and adjusting those back here, really you can start playing.